Okay, just a second, students. Let's see if you can hear me. Okay, I hope that you all can hear me. So, I welcome you all to the session. This is Ritika, and we are going to begin with a very important session for grade 10 chemistry. So, I welcome you all to Unacademy, the very amazing platform where you can kickstart your preparations and you can crack your examinations easily. So today the topic that we are going to cover it is acids, bases and salts. तो जिस किसी ने भी ये सेशन या फिर जब हम लोगों ने पहले एसिड बेसिस एंड सॉल्ट्स मिस किया था, you guys can have this session right now. You guys can attend this session, and also you can share this session with your friends, with your classmates, so that we can many students can take the advantage of this session. Okay, तो चलिए अभी हम लोग ना फटाफट से स्टार्ट करते हैं with the acids, bases and salts. Now if I talk about myself, students, I have completed my engineering in electronics and communication, and I'm chemistry educator at Unacademy. Also students, you can join us on Telegram. So if you require any assistance or if you require homework, class notes, you can click on the link which is provided over here, and you can also join the official Telegram channel of Unacademy. So this channel will be keeping you updated with all the ongoing offers. जो भी चीजें offers चल रहे हैं या जो भी special चीजें चल रही है at Unacademy, तो अगर आप updated रहना चाहते हैं तो of course you can join over here. Okay, now सबसे पहले तो बात करते हैं acids, bases and salts चैप्टर की. हाउ इज दिस चैप्टर डिवाइडेड और हम लोग क्या क्या इस चैप्टर में पढ़ने वाले, राइट? तो दिस चैप्टर ऑफ कोर्स इट इज डिवाइडेड इनटू 3 सेक्शंस: एसिड्स, बेसिस एंड सॉल्ट्स. ओके, अभी इन 3 सेक्शंस में हम लोग क्या पढ़ने वाले हैं? वी आर गोइंग टू लर्न अबाउट डेफिनेशंस. ओके, एंड okay, just a second. Yeah, so first of all, this chapter is divided into 3 sections: acids, bases and salts. Hi Mehul, how are you? I'm very fine. Okay, तो अभी यहाँ पर हम लोग क्या पढ़ेंगे? If I talk about acid, bases and salts, सभी का we will be learning the basic simple definitions. Okay, then we are going to study about their properties. Okay, after that we are going to study about classification, like how are they classified or on what basis are they classified. ये सारी चीजें हम लोग देखने वाले हैं. Okay, and then of course some of the reactions को we can consider in the properties. Okay, how are they reacting with certain substances, how are they reacting with certain chemicals. Okay, so this is all what is contained in this chapter, acids, bases and salts. और हम जो है आज फोकस करने वाले हैं एसिड्स पर. ओके, सो आवर होल फोकस विल बी ऑन एसिड्स, एंड लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड देन. ओके, Before moving on to acids, let us try to understand कि ये जो acid, base, salt, ये चीजें हैं क्या. Okay, now we have studied about the elements, right? अभी क्या होता है? The elements, they are combining, okay, and they are forming compounds. Okay, तो elements जो है एक simple ratio में combine होंगे. जैसे कि if I talk about hydrogen, है ना? Hydrogen is one element. Okay, chlorine is one element. तो ये दोनों combine होकर what do they form? They form HCl, which is a compound. उसी तरह से if I talk about sodium, okay, chloride. So again chlorine, they both combine to form sodium chloride. Okay, तो ये जो है elements they are combining in simple ratio. Okay, ratio 1:1, 1:2, 2:1, 3:1. इस तरह से जो है हमारे elements combine होकर के compounds बनाते हैं, and these compounds they are again classified into 3 categories. ये classification क्या होगा? Acids, bases and salts. Okay, so this is what is happening. How do we get these compounds? By the combination of elements, by the combination of element in some simple ratios. Okay, so we get acid, bases and salts. Okay, अभी ये तीनों जो है इनको हम लोग classify करते हैं, हम लोग differentiate करते हैं on the basis of certain properties which we are going to see in this whole chapter. Got it? चलिए तो बढ़ते हैं एसिड की तरफ. अभी if I talk about acids in your previous classes you might have learnt about the definition of the acids. तो हम लोगों ने ना बहुत ही simple सी definitions देखी थी, जैसे कि जो acid है they are sour in taste, जो bases है हमारे है ना, we have learned that they are bitter in taste and they are soapy to touch, है ना. तो ये सारी चीजें हम लोगों ने देखी है, बट एसिड, बेसिस एंड सॉल्ट इट इज मच मच मोर देन दैट. ओके, सिर्फ टेस्ट या टच से बहुत ज्यादा हम लोगों को पढ़ना है इन 10th grade. ओके, there are various properties which we have to focus on. There are various things that we are going to focus on. Okay, so if I talk about some basic definition, okay, या फिर if I talk about how were they classified, so they were classified by 2 people, Davy and Lavoisier. तो इन्होंने क्या किया ना, इन कंपाउंड्स की स्टडी करी. ओके, सो दे ट्राई टू स्टडी एंड अंडरस्टैंड कि ऐसी क्या चीज है जो कि एक एसिड को एक बेस से डिफरेंशिएट करती है या फिर एक बेस को सॉल्ट से डिफरेंशिएट करती है. तो बेसिकली व्हाट आर द थिंग्स व्हिच आर डिफरेंशिएटिंग दीज एसिड्स, बेसिस एंड सॉल्ट्स. ओके, सो व्हाट डिड दे फाइंड? दे फाउंड दैट जो हमारे एसिड्स होते हैं ना, ऑल द एसिड्स, उनमें क्या होगा, दे विल बी हैविंग हाइड्रोजन. हाइड्रोजन जो है किसी भी एसिड में इट विल बी आई वुड से नेसेसरी एलिमेंट. ओके, और ये किस फॉर्म में होता है? इट इज प्रेजेंट इन द फॉर्म ऑफ प्रोटॉन. ओके, तो आप कोई सा भी एसिड उठा लो, फॉर एग्जांपल हाइड्रोजन क्लोराइड, सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड, नाइट्रिक एसिड, एनी एसिड इफ यू टेक, it will of course every time have hydrogen and it will be formed in the form of proton. Okay, so this is the first thing. उसके बाद if I talk about base, तो they told that ये जो base होंगे या तो ये होंगे metallic oxide, okay, or they will be metallic hydroxide or they will be ammonia solution. So all the bases they either are metallic oxide या फिर metallic hydroxide होंगे या फिर they will be ammonia solution. Okay, and next they told about salts. तो salts क्या होंगे? They are formed by the combination of acids and bases. So we all have learned about the neutralization reaction, right? Acid and bases they combine and they form salt and water. Okay, so this is how salt is reduced. Okay, तो ये जो है basic definition मिली थी by Davy and Lavoisier. Okay, and on the basis of this we are going to learn about the various properties and various things about all these 3 categories. Okay, तो चलिए start करते हैं with the acids for the first. ओके, अगर बात करें एसिड की तो दिस पर्टिकुलर वर्ड एसिड, इसे लिया गया है लैटिन वर्ड एसिडस से. ओके, एसिडस इट मीन्स समथिंग दैट इज सॉर. ओके, सो यहां से वी टुक द वर्ड एसिड. ओके तो जो हमारा एसिड है, मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द एसिड्स दे आर हैविंग दिस सॉर टेस्ट, राइट? जिन भी फूड में सॉर टेस्ट होता है, इट इज most of the times because of some of the acids that are contained in them, है ना? For example, if I talk about some of the very common examples, gastric juices which are present in our stomach, उनमें होता है hydrochloric acid. Okay, so this is present in our body. Next, if I talk about apples, they contain the acid which is known as malic acid. Okay, then citrus fruits, oranges, the lemons, okay, so they contain citric acid. उसी तरह से if I talk about vinegar, so vinegar contains acetic acid. Okay, so there are various things, not only these four, there are various items, or I would say various substances which contain different type of acids, right? जैसे कि olive oil, it contains oleic acid, right? So there are these various substances which contain different type of acids. Okay, now how to define acids? So what are acids? सबसे पहले we know that they will be containing the hydrogen atom, right? So we can form our definition on the basis of that only. So what are acids? These are the compounds having one or more hydrogen atoms, okay, and when dissolved in water, what do they produce? They produce hydronium ions. So this H3O plus, it is known as hydronium ion. Okay, तो एसिड जो है, as I already told you, कि उनमें जो है H plus proton, that is hydrogen जो है present होगा, okay, and whenever we are dissolving acid in water, we will be getting the hydronium ions. Okay, अभी इसकी theory क्या है और why do they produce this? Let us try to understand. अभी HCl if I talk about, okay, अगर इसका dissociation होगा तो it will break into H plus and Cl minus. Now the problem, students, is ये जो H plus है, it cannot exist independently. तो ये क्या करेगा ना, ये वाला जो आयन है, it will be combining with water molecule. Okay, so what happens? HCl plus H2. So what do we get? We get H3O plus and Cl minus. तो basically ये जो हमारा H plus है, इसने क्या किया? It got combined with water, right? So I can show you like this. ये जो H plus है, ये क्या हो रहा है? It is combining with water, and what are we getting? We are getting, this is known as hydronium ion. Okay, so one thing that we can infer from here, that hydrogen, it is present in all the acids, and the H plus, because it cannot exist independently, okay, the proton, therefore it combines with water molecule, and after that it is capable of independent existence. Okay, so chaliye, I hope that this thing is very much clear to you. If there is any confusion or any problem, please do let me know. Okay, अभी बात आती है classification of acids. Okay, so before moving on to classification, let me tell you about the 20% off that we are having right now. So you can get 20% off on ICSE board subscription, okay, by using my code RLIC10. Oh, okay, I'm sorry, just a minute. So this is my code, students, which you can use in your plus subscription. Okay, from 17 to 22 July, 22nd July, you are getting 20% off. तो जो आपका रेगुलर प्राइस है उससे आपको बहुत कम में यू आर गेटिंग योर प्लस सब्सक्रिप्शन. फॉर एग्जांपल 24 मंथ्स पे यू आर गेटिंग 4,959, so almost 5,000 का सेविंग हो रहा है. Similarly for 18 months you save almost 4,000. Okay, so please go for your plus subscription as soon as possible. Also students, you can attend the special classes and you can learn from your educators. So you need to download the Unacademy Learner app and you can see the special classes by visiting the links which are provided to you in the description box. Okay, also we are having doubt clearing sessions, so if you have any doubts you can clear them out. Next is why to subscribe for Unacademy. So you can learn from your home. You will be having the access to all the courses. Apart from this, you'll be having regular doubt clearing session. Mentorship and guidance of educators will be there. You'll be having the study material in PDF format. Okay, then apart from this, you also will be having daily practice section, mock tests, live quizzes and whatnot. Okay, so kindly go for it. And right now it is not 10%, it is a whole 20% off till July 22. Okay, so kindly go for it as soon as possible. Chalo, next topic that we are going to discuss is classification. Now, if I talk about classification of ACID students, it is done on the two bases. First आता है on the basis of their sources, and the second classification is done on the basis of their basicity. Okay, तो ये two classifications रहते हैं हमारे acids के. Okay, so first of all let us discuss about how are acids classified on the basis of their sources. So on the basis of their sources they are classified into again two categories. First is organic acid and second one is inorganic acid. Okay, so देखते हैं what is the difference between each of them. If I talk about organic acid, these acids they are usually obtained from the plants. Okay, तो ये plants से obtain होंगे and they also contain carbon with hydrogen. तो यहाँ पर two necessary elements हो जाता है. First होता है hydrogen of course and second is carbon. Okay, and they are weak acid. Now what do we mean by this word weak acid and strong acid? Now if the acid it is weak or strong, it depends on their degree of dissociation, degree of ionization. Okay, weak acid का meaning होता है कि वो अपना जो solution है उसमें पूरी तरह से ionize नहीं हो रहा है. Okay, so they do not ionize completely. Now what do we mean by ionization? If I talk about any acid such as acetic acid, okay, अभी इसका ionization जब होगा what we will be getting CH3COO minus and H plus. Okay, so ionization means यहाँ पर जितना भी acid का molecules है, for example there are 100 molecules of acid, so all the 100 molecules should convert into these things. Okay, these ions. But if not, then we can say that ionization is not complete. And जो हमारा acid है वो कितना strong है, it depends on the number of H plus ions being produced. Okay, तो जितने ज़्यादा H plus produce होंगे उतना ही ज़्यादा हमारा जो acid है वो strong हो जाएगा. Okay, so here what happens, they do not ionize completely और इसकी वजह से what are we having, जो हमारा solution होता है इसमें ions and molecules, both things we do have. Okay, so ions भी मिल जाएंगे और molecules भी मिल जाएंगे. So the examples are acetic acid, oxalic acid, etc., which are not ionizing completely in their solutions. नेक्स्ट आता है इनऑर्गेनिक एसिड्स. Now what do we mean by inorganic acid? First of all, they are also known as mineral acids. Of course, they are obtained from minerals. Okay. Next thing is they do not contain carbon. Now here there is one exception, which is carbonic acid. Okay, so it is a weak inorganic acid and it do contain carbon. Okay, and all the inorganic acids, they are strong acid. अभी strong acid मतलब क्या हुआ? It again depends on ionization. For example, if I take the case of hydrochloric acid, है ना, तो यहाँ पर क्या होगा? Let's suppose if I am having 100 molecules, तो सारे 100 किस में कन्वर्ट हो जाएंगे? H प्लस एंड Cl माइनस में, और जितने ज्यादा H प्लस की क्वांटिटी है उतना ही हमारा जो एसिड है इट इज कंसिडर्ड एज स्ट्रॉन्ग एसिड. ओके, सो दीज आर द क्लासिफिकेशन ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ देयर सोर्सेज. करेक्ट. चलिए बढ़ते हैं नेक्स्ट की तरफ. नाउ देयर आर सर्टेन टर्म्स दैट यू शुड बी रिमेम्बरिंग. एसिड्स जिनके पास ऑक्सीजन भी होगा with hydrogen and some other element. What are they known as? They are known as oxy acid. Okay, for example, if I talk about nitric acid, HNO3, so it is having hydrogen, oxygen and some other elements, so nitric acid is an oxy acid. Okay, next is hydra acid. So what do hydra acid contain? They contain hydrogen and some non-metallic element. Okay, so they are known as hydra acids. Okay, if I talk about example, if I go for hydrobromic acid, hydrogen and bromine, which is the non-metallic element, so that is the hydra acid. Okay, so I hope यहाँ तक की सारी चीजें are clear to you. If there is any confusion, anything that you haven't understood, please do let me know. Okay, तो ये तो हो गया जी हमारा first type of classification. Now the second type of classification is on the basis of their basicity. अब question ये है, ये basicity क्या है? What do we mean by basicity? Now basicity, it is defined as number of hydronium ions produced by ionization of one molecule of acid. In aqueous solution. Okay, मतलब कि if I take any one molecule of the acid, वो कितने H plus प्रोड्यूस कर रहा है उसके ऊपर डिपेंड करती है बेसिसिटी. एंड ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ दिस, ये जो हमारी बेसिसिटी है, इट इज क्लासिफाइड इनटू मोनोबेसिक, डाइबेसिक, ट्राइबेसिक, एक्सेट्रा. ओके, नाउ लेट अस कंसिडर व्हाट इज मेंट बाय monobasic acid. See, mono, what do we mean by this word mono? It means one, right? तो यहाँ पर क्या होता है, जब मोनोबेसिक एसिड का आयोनाइजेशन होगा, फर्स्ट थिंग इज ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ देयर व्हेन दे अंडरगो आयोनाइजेशन, ये क्या प्रोड्यूस करेंगे? दे विल बी प्रोड्यूसिंग वन हाइड्रोनियम आयन. अभी वन हाइड्रोनियम आयन पर मॉलिक्यूल की बात हो रही है ना. जैसे कि इफ आई टॉक अबाउट HCl इन द एक्वस सॉल्यूशन, ये क्या प्रोड्यूस करेगा? इट इज प्रोड्यूसिंग H3O प्लस एंड Cl माइनस. तो देखो यहां से ये एंड ये, so it is producing H3O plus, so it is producing one hydronium ion, right? So that is why it is considered as monobasic acid. Okay. Similarly, we are having second dibasic acid. The dibasic acid, of course, it is going to produce 2 hydronium ions per molecule of that acid. Okay, if I talk about example, it is H2SO4. अभी ये कैसे हो रहा है? Let us try to understand. H2SO4 का जब ionization होगा, it is in 2 steps. Okay, so what do we get? In the very first step हमें क्या मिल रहा है? We are getting H3O plus and HSO4 minus. Okay, अभी second step में क्या होगा? इसका ionization होगा, right? So this HSO4 minus plus H2O. So what do we get? We get again H3O plus and SO4 2 minus, right? So अभी यहाँ से ये गायब हो गया and hydrogen has been ionized. Okay, so यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है? We do not have any more hydrogen. तो यहाँ पर 1 and 2 step में इसका ionization हो गया है, which makes it a dibasic acid. Okay, and the third category is tribasic acid. Now what do we mean by tribasic acid? It is ionizing in 3 steps. Okay, for example, let's take the case of H3PO4. Okay, अब यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है? Let us see कि इसका जो ionization हो रहा है वो कितने steps में complete होगा. Okay, so the very first step will be, we will be getting 1 H3O plus and H2PO4 minus. अभी इसका वापस से ionization होगा, so it is H2PO4 minus and again it ionizes. What do we get? We get 1 more hydronium ion and HPO4 2 minus. Okay, और वापस से यहाँ पर since we are having hydrogen again, so it is again going to ionize and finally what are we going to get? We are going to get another hydronium ion. Okay, so we can say that यहाँ पर जो ionization हुआ है, it has completed in 1, 2 and 3 steps, and that is why what is it known as? It is known as tribasic acid. Got it, everyone? So I hope that this thing is very much clear to you. Okay, and if there is anything that you haven't understood, please let me know. So this was a very short session giving you the basics of the acid, okay, the classification of the acid, and we will be continuing these series of acid, bases and salts in the upcoming classes. Okay, तो हम लोग थोड़ा थोड़ा करके we will be covering the chapter and also we will be covering the important questions. So kindly make sure that you attend all these sessions and you take on the full advantage from it. Also students, you can join our community to receive all the updates from your educators. You can get your session notes, practice material, and also you can share your feedback directly to the educator. So if you want to join my community, click on the link which is provided below. Okay, and then we are having Bugs Bounty. So if you see or if you notice any inappropriate content in the video, you can report that issue, you can claim your prize. Okay, so I hope that you might have understood today's session, and if there is any query, you can please let me know. If you haven't still subscribed, go for it, subscribe it and like and share this video, and we'll be meeting in the next class. Thank you everyone.